Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a top simulation based on little LED tops. I don't know if you've ever seen these, but they've got a little strip of LEDs shown on the left in the little circles. And when you spin it, the LEDs pulse on and off, and you get nice patterns like shown on the right. Um, and usually it runs through a series of patterns, as long as the top is still spinning. So we've made some progress on that. Let's get over to the IDE. Okay, so, well, yeah, I guess this is probably as good a picture as any. We added the notion. Well, we basically did a spike to try and understand, like, can I draw arcs and what do they look like and all that stuff. And this one has a series of 4 arcs: the yellow, nothing, green, and blue. And we've chosen how far around they go and so on. So we can see here the Z stack foreground color blue, so we know we're dealing with the outside one. Ignore the arc for a minute, but it's ring 4, so it's the outermost ring we're doing. Start at 0, go around to 180, so it does that sweep. The second one, ring 3, starts at 180 and goes to 0. That's the green. And then finally the yellow starts at 0 and goes to 115, a little past 90. That's great. So we switched gears a little bit and introduced a top notion, kind of getting at the data model side of things, I guess you'd say, if that was the user interface. And so far we really have one function. I don't know, it's not screamingly obvious to me, but what you have is a list of doubles that represent kind of how long do you want to turn on the light or off. So it's kind of like somewhere else there's a dash and you tell it, how wide are the segments that are written and how wide are the segments that are blank. And we're doing that same thing. You give it that list and it turns it into a set of arcs or a list of arcs. And those arcs correspond to what we just saw. So what we did towards the end of the day yesterday was trying to make the user interface talk in terms of arc objects instead of these independent parameters. So arc, this is ring 1, start angle 0, delta angle 115, color 3. Okay, and we'll know it's working because 0, 1, 2, 3, it's blue. The colors will shift. What we got was, well, the ring and the start angle seem okay. All right, so we're doing add arc. Let's adjust this a little bit. Okay, so you do an add arc. This is the point we're centered around. It's kind of irrelevant to this. But notice we're taking the arc ring. So we're in the process of, we added a new parameter, the arc, that has duplicates of all the old parameters. And we're trying to use those arc fields. So ring, fine. Start angle, fine. End angle is a problem. And I don't know, we went back and around lots yesterday. I'm hoping just fresh eyes will help. But the trick is we're moving from the domain in the arc to the angle domain. And so end angle here is an angle. And normally we set that by saying degrees. So degrees, you give it an int, and then it gives you an angle back. Let's take a look at the documentation for that and just make sure we're using it properly. Swift angle. Maybe it's Swift UI even more accurately, but okay, you can access degrees or radians. Well, there's the function degrees, takes a double, produces an angle. All right, now we went around and around on these I don't know, these type. Let's look at the types for arc. Here we go. Okay, those are doubles. That's what degrees wants. Okay. And then I'm going to change this. Well, okay, let's plug in arc and see where we are. So this is, it was minus end angle, which was dot degrees of arc dot end angle. Okay. In our previous update, but notice it instead of going from 180 to 0, it goes all the way around. Okay, and so that's the green. I'm going to make its end angle 350 and see what happens. It's supposed to update, and maybe it did. Oh, that's the wrong one. Degree 0 delta angle. Oh, we've already tried changing this. Yeah. Well, make it 20. It should have been 180 to 360. And notice it's just drawing all the way around. I don't know. Okay, let's change something so we know we're doing something. Make sure it's, yeah, it is keeping up. Okay, let's go back. Green. Now, why 0 to 180 has no problem, but 180 to 200, well, let's play with this then. 170. Delta angle. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at arc, and let's see. We got start angle plus delta angle. Let's stop here. We'll take a test. I think this should be enough to see it. We'll just run this one test. So creating the arc, we should get 65 degrees for the end point, end angle. And it didn't hit my breakpoint. Why? Oh, okay. I think because I turned off the debugger so our test would run quicker. But you would think we would. I guess we're not going to trigger it even there. Okay. I don't know, could it be confused by numbers over 180? That seems odd. Odd if true. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Start angle, delta angle. Start angle 0, delta angle 180. Okay, and then the end angle should be 180. Right now it's some random near 0 value. But if we step over, end angle is 180. Okay, we'll continue. 170 plus 20. Step over, it's 190, which we would expect. And then one more. 115, 0 to 115, we expect 115. Okay. Well, it's certainly adding how we expect. All right, let's go the other way. Let's go back to this. We'll put this the way it was. Put all these back. Well, minus end angle. Okay, and we expect that. We'll resume this. Okay, that seems okay with end angle as it is. All right, and end angle, let's change the green. Let's make this 150. Oops. What am I doing? Yeah, I want to go 150 to 170. Oh. Well, that's puzzling. I don't know my numbers too much, but 170 maybe that's the end point. But it's not starting. Oh, it's starting at 180. Okay. Because we didn't change this. $150, $150. That's 170. Oh, this is just weird. Okay. Well, it tells me something's not working the way I think it does. I guess that's worth knowing. 150 delta angle 20. Delta angle is not being used at this point, so no issue there. It should be 170. This is 150 to 170. Let's change this one back too. Make this start angle again. What's going on? This clockwise true still throws me, and maybe I'm doing something with it, but okay, our green, it should be start angle 150, which is, well, I think the end of the green now is about 170 if I had to guess, So it should be, I don't know, maybe that's 150. Let's try backwards and see what goes. I don't know. Oh dear. So this one's correct-ish looking now. And these two are not what I expect. I don't know. Is it crossing that? No, it shouldn't. This isn't right either. I mean, 180 is all the way around here. So this is not. This looks like 170 to 200 or something like that. I'm messed up on my interpretation of arcs, I guess. Yikes. Well, clockwise. The reason clockwise is seemingly backwards, it's something to do with the coordinates. And I'm not even sure which way they go, but they're not, 0, 0 is not in the middle. I know that much. I don't know. I thought we played with this enough to be confident about it. Start angle. Zero to 115. That looks right because 90 is straight up. So yeah, that's another 15 degrees. Let's take 135. Now why it's not moving, I don't know. 135 to 160. And one of the things we're trying to translate is the end angle versus the delta angle. And right now, end angle is what's being drawn. Okay, I'm gonna blank out this and this. Okay, let's just focus on the green. Okay, start angle is degrees 135. End angle, let's try a small number, a counterintuitive small number, 20. I don't know what's going on. The thing we did was clockwise true. Well, this 20 here, that looks like 0. I mean, that looks like that to me. Yeah, that's that one. $135 is in the upper left, right? So, what is going on? Now, is this 135 degrees starting from 0? Yeah, that's pretty plausible. 90 here, 45 here. So start angle is, I don't know. They call it end angle. Oh, I've been using minus. Let's try the opposite of that. Again, I think this was all trying to get it. Okay, this is really weird. If I put it back, it doesn't care. Put it over here. Whoops. Minus start angle. Okay, that seems more promising. That looks like a real 135 to me and a real 0. That looks correct. Okay, let's change it up. Let's do 0 and 180. Oops. Okay. 0 to 135. No. What is your problem? So he's going clockwise. That seems what he's doing? Okay, let's try this false again. I think I'm flipping it back and forth and back and forth. Clockwise false. Like how do I interpret this? I don't know if I can. Phew, I don't know. So minus, okay, my start angle is 0. Minus 0 doesn't matter, right? I would have thought. Well, I wouldn't think this would matter in this case. Okay. I would think we'd be going from 0 to 135 in a counterclockwise manner. Okay, let's try this. That seems to be going from 0 to 135 plus 90. It still looks like, what are you doing there? Why aren't you stopping here? Okay, let's put the minus back in. That seems okay. 0 to 135. Let's try 90 to 135. Darn it. Oh. Yikes. All right, let's try this false. Okay, let's go back to true. Is it taking the opposite? Yes. So the clockwise, I don't know why they call it clockwise. All right, let's look at add arc. Swift UI add arc. Well, there's the question. Specifying a starting angle of 0 and an angle of pi radians, that's 180. Saying the clockwise true draws the bottom half of the circle. Clockwise false draws the top half. That seems correct. Clockwise true. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Default coordinate system means the standard coordinate system with y at the bottom. They use a flip geometry with y increasing on the top. Okay, add an arc to the path. Okay. In a flip coordinate system, specifying clockwise results in a counterclockwise arc. Okay. I mean, basically that's telling us it's confusing, which we pretty well established that. Let's see. This is the path add arc. That's not the one we want. Let's go back to path. Add arc. This is the one. Tangent point. Add curve. Well, we're not doing any affine transforms. See, this is... I really don't appreciate the Apple documentation when they often leave it like this and you just have to kind of guess what they mean. I mean, admittedly, this is... Well, what are my options here? I must have a flip or something. Identity. Identity. Vert. Rotate. But I can't tell what's going on. Okay. Let's put some yeah, let's put some text. Okay. Is that gonna do anything? Cannot find start angle and scope. Oh, because I didn't do it that way. All right, we'll just do them as we go. Okay, 90 to 135. Now maybe this end angle thing is not helping. Okay. What this looks like to me is minus 90 to minus 135. So let's try the minuses. 90 to 135. That actually looks right. Whether it is right, that's hard to tell. Okay, now let's increase it. Let's go 180 to 135. That seems plausible. That seems like what we want. Let's go 180 to 0. Okay. I guess, well, it makes sense if I need one minus I need the other, but my goodness. Okay, I think we may be on track again. All right, let's put these guys back. Should get all three. Don't care about the text anymore. Okay. We've got 0 to 180, 180 to 0. Let's make this 360. Make sure it's still happy. Yep. Okay. If I make it 370, yeah, okay. It's doing the modulo or whatever you'd expect from the wrapping. Okay, so now let's make this consistent. 180, delta angle 180. This one's 0 to 180, 0 to 180. And this one's 0 to 115. Let's make it 45 to 115. Yeah. All right, and then same thing here, 45. Okay. That's a good target. All right, now the thing we were doing was we were saying this was already degrees because it's an angle. So we're saying it should be degrees of arc dot start angle. And that should be the equivalent from the parameters. Hey, it's looking good. All right, this is the one that gave us trouble before. Degrees of end angle. Whoops, that should, let's try arc dot end angle. Grr. Are they the same? Yellow. 45 to 115. Oh, that's not the same. Delta angle, that's 70 here. Okay, so 70 degrees apart. Yeah. Okay, now if we do foreground, I'd like to do colors. Arc.color index should change the colors. Oh, what's the matter? Cannot find arc in scope. Oh, that's annoying. We can put it down here. Let's move this down. Foreground color, leave it blue. Everybody should that comes off. I messed up some. Can I convert return to? Oh, it's not. Ooh. We're specifying the path. path gets the stroke line. Geometry reader. Okay. I don't think, where do we have a path object? I don't think we do. Yeah, it's just, we said my override my shape. But let's take a look at Swift UI shape. Shapes without an explicit fill. Well, I can't do this because this is just a path object. P is path. It's a stroke path. Well, let's see if we can. Line width, all that stuff. There's those dashes I was talking about. However, I don't see anything with stroke style. So when you say stroke, you get the shading. Well, okay. I think what we can do we should be able to take these parameters off now. We get the ring, the start angle, and the degree end angle. The ring, the start angle, and the end angle. Let me format this a little better. Okay. Can I hide that too? Yeah. Okay, so we can see ring, start angle, end angle all come from there. So we don't need these three fields anymore. The information's all in arc. And so we should be able to take this out. And this. Eventually we want to start iterating over some list of these that comes back. Okay. I'm going to run it. Seen too much weird stuff so far. All right, and then I want to stretch this around a little more, get into that third quadrant. So that's the yellow. Start at 45, 115. Let's add Well, let's add 180 to it. We'll resume this. So he should go directly opposite the start. Yeah. Okay, and if I add 270, get into the fourth quadrant. Yeah. Okay. Whew. All right, now let's make sure tests run. Alrighty, and let's commit. Okay, made it so content view draws from arc, not individual values. Cool. Okay, so this kind of proves out the arc and that we're getting the values from it. I want to make this explicitly required, the rings and the colors, the names on them. So let's do that. This should break a bunch of tests, and I'll just default them to 1. Should break the compile time. Okay, so this is ring : 1. And we don't have enough information to distinguish this. The real ring number. What's the matter? Oh. And content view should complain too. And now the test should build, or it should build, start to build the test and complain. Test should all pass. Okay. I think we're done there. I'm still a little put out by this dash thing. So this is where the index %2 comes in. I don't know, should I call it dash? Would that even be better? I don't know. We had that stroked path. Wasn't here. Wasn't here. Was back from here. Stroke path. Yeah, I mean that would not be bad given the relationship to this. I'm gonna call it dash, and we'll see if that's an improvement. At least you kind of get the sense of things going through or not. Okay. This stuff, the start angle and all that, like, I don't know, I feel like there should be some way to do this in a couple lines of functional stuff, but I don't really see it. We need the index to know if we're including it or not. Now, I don't know if I could filter it. I don't know. All right, we're going to run it. Run the test anyway. All right, and commit it. Rename input to dash and top.spin. Okay, let's see. So from here, excuse me, we're going to work on the. I want to work on the notion of patterns. Let's see where the description goes in the tests. So right now we have an input like 1010, and that would say turn it on. That would be 0 to 90, and then 180 to 270 would be fine for a given ring, and maybe that's going to have to be a little different. But I want to have some sort of patterns, and the pattern is going to be, well, we eventually want this. So we want to define patterns, and they're going to be lists of these things like corresponding to each LED. But we're starting with one LED. But I think we could say there's a pattern. A pattern is it's a series of these. And then the whole thing is a list of patterns. I don't know if that's too many levels, but okay. So we're going to start there, try and work our way up to giving in patterns, and let spin produce the result for the patterns. All right, and we'll just take a 2 or 3 minute break. Hi, welcome back. All right, so I'm not sure, I'm going around my head on these names for these things, but something that holds a list of dashes, dash specs like these, it's like, I think it's a pattern. We're going to display it, and then at the next level up, you have a series of these, and we're going to display one, hold it for a few seconds, go to the next one, hold, go to the next one, and hold, and so on. I think you could do animations too, which would be interesting, but I guess you could make your own with this if you did it. But let's focus on moving things up a level. So instead of giving an input of dashes, I want you to give me, I don't know if I want this array or the object, but I want what boils down to an array of those things. Okay. And so I don't know, let's start with an array. I'm just going to work on this task because I'm not going to do too much to it. He's not going to compile. Yeah. We'll go find spin. He takes now array of double doubles, double array of doubles. I can say it like that. Cannot convert int to that. And I'm just going to change dash to 0, dash sub 0. So it's a refactoring for now. At least that's my intent. Okay, now Is that a good way to do it? I don't think so. Let's take it back. Yeah, let's go back. So wishy-washy. But I'm just going to revert this thing. We were checked in. Okay. Discard changes. All right. Now I'm going to say this. And instead of what I did, I'm going to put a new function in. Do it this way. Now, let's make sure everything still works. Okay, so the real thing is the spin on any given pattern is fine. But I want this to be the union of the spins on all patterns. So I don't know. These things are... Better say what I'm doing. I think a pattern is a spec for all LEDs. What dash pattern you're going to do. And so the patterns spin, or whatever you want to call it, is the union of all those things. And so in a way, this is, well, let's make one up. Okay, so I'm just going to copy the test for a moment. All right, let's take this stuff out. This is test spin 1 dash pattern. Spin 1 LED light. Okay. Now we want to spin of list of lights is union is list of arcs. Spin of list of lights is list of arcs. Okay, and so we're gonna take that pattern, and then we're gonna add another pattern. Oh, and here the ring numbers come in. Yeah, okay. So this one is 2/3 on, 1/3 off, 2/3 on, 1/3 off. Let's go back to that 1 0. How about 0 0 1 0 1? Okay. Now and I don't know, I'm making my life painful with one based. Maybe this should be 0. 0, 0, 0. I'm also making things harder than I have to, aren't I? Let's simplify this. 10, 5. That's 2/3 lit, 1/3 off. And then this one is 0, 1, lower half lit. And notice this is also equivalent to 2, 1. Okay. I expect that. And, well, no, I expect 0 is start angle 0, delta angle 240, 2/3 of 360. And then I expect this one to be ring 1, start angle 180, delta angle 180. Okay. So this one 2/3 wrapped around, the second one 180 on the bottom. All right, now to get, let's black this one back out, or how are we going to say that? Run the test again. Okay. Something's weird. Right. We don't keep track of rings. Okay, so let's put a test in our arcs equality test. Okay. Let's add one for the ring. Ring 2, start angle 10, delta. Oh, come on. Start angle 10, delta 57. That matches the first one except for the ring number. And this one should be different. Arc 2C should be, that should fail. No, it should pass, but it's going to fail, I guess. We didn't deal with rings before, only as a display item. Okay, the right test failed. Toppled on arc. The message is not great, but I'm willing to let that go. I'm going to make sure the rings are equal. And we're not going to worry about color index right now either. But let's get the pieces that we have to get. I know it's a little sloppy. Okay, who failed? Well, that should be our top test, right? Yeah, we got the wrong top back. Well, a string would help, but okay. Arc ring 0, and let's look at our spin. Right now, it hard codes a 1, so let's hard code a 0. This is catching us up to where we were. Okay. And then in our content view, I'm also going to catch us up there. Now this is, well, I want this to be +1, really. The radius, I want to make that first one just not count. So ring 0 is the inner, there's no inner dot. Okay. These should all expand out 1 notch. Line width +1. No, I'm adding to the wrong thing. Well, no, maybe it would be more clear out here, I think, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay, I think that's better. And this parameter is controllable. And maybe we can do that. Let inner radius equal line width, and then we'll just clarify it here. Okay, I think that's better. All right, test should all pass. Then we're going to turn this one back on. And we expect it to fail because the system now always returns 0. We want it to return whatever this index is. Right, and again we're stuck with topple.arc. Let's set that aside. Let's go backfill this arc. Extension arc, debug string convertible. That thing should do it. He should complain. Yep. Okay. I think this will give us what we want for tests. And we can just return ring angle okay. And this custom debug string convertible, it really is for debugger views and stuff like that. My hope is our tests will be more clarifying with that in there. I don't anticipate ever having to print one out, for its own merits. Okay. Ring 0, 0 to 240, color index 0 is not equal to ring 0. Angle index, and ring 1. Yeah, our expected is funny. Okay, we only got back ring 0, and we expected to get back all the rings. That's reasonable. Okay, and maybe I should put the word arc in there too, just to kind of. All right. Okay, what are we looking at? All right, I think the test is correct, and we need to edit our top. Okay, so right now we're only passing spin pattern 0. I guess my first thing is I need to know the ring. to do this right. So let's add the ring is an int, and the only place that's used is here. And we used it here. Okay. This should give us the same run. I guess I'm refactoring red, but there's not enough uses to make it a problem, I don't think. Okay, and with same error. Yeah. All right. So what I think we want to say is we're going to do a reduce. I'd like to say pattern.reduce, empty array, and spin, but spin is not a... Is that going to work? Well, let's see if it does. I don't think it's going to work. Pattern.reduce, the result should be based on an empty array. And this, well, ring 0 pattern 0 is just wrong. We just want to be spin. Being this spin function, yeah. Cannot convert type double array of double to arc to expected type. Arc double throws. Yeah, it's just not. All right, let's make our own, and then we can see if we can functionalize it. Okay, and I almost always use the name result when I have a single result coming back I want to accumulate. Okay, and then we need to do actually a very similar for loop. Index and dash in my sticky I key pattern and an R key. Okay, the keyboard's getting crazy. I don't think I spilled anything. In pattern.enumerated. Okay, so, and at the end we're going to return result. So, well, we're going to get a partial result is spin of ring index and dash. Okay. And then, we may add that in at some point. So I got partial result. Yeah, I just don't quite see how to do that. And we can say result dot append contents of partial result. Okay, so run through each pattern, spin that LED, get its spin result, list of arcs, and then append each of those arcs into the thing. I mean, it's not horrid, but it's a little confusing. Yeah, and it fails. Okay. Failed. Arc ring 0, ring 1 is not equal to ring 0, ring 1. Okay, so the angles are wrong. 0, 0 to 240. I guess I want a dash in there just yeah. But 00240 got picked up, but this one stayed 00 to 00. So ring 1 did not get picked up. Oh, I can't say 00. Sorry, that's a bad test. 0 means don't do anything. 1 says make them equal. All right. Not claiming it's going to be right, but the test is better. Okay, now what are we up against? 0, 0 to 240, color index 0 is not equal to arc. Ring 1, 0 to 180, color index 0, versus ring 0, 0 to 240, color index 0, ring 1. Oh. I want a blank first. Oh, so maybe I do have to do a 0. I'll figure out my own system eventually here. All right, so I guess what I'm saying, what that convinces me is I need a 0, 1. So I'm saying start. You would normally start with a filled segment. We're going to start with a 0 width filled statement. And we may have to special case that. Then we're going to have an equal sized space wrapping halfway around and an equal sized bottom that we want to keep. Okay, and I think if we run this, we'll get 3 arcs in our true result list. And I think we probably need to filter those. Okay. I mean, I may be looking for problems, but 0 to 240, ring index 1, ring 0, 0 to 240. That one's fine. Arc index ring 1, 0 to 0, ring 1, 180 to 360. Okay, I think we should be filtering those out. If the index is 0, and delta angle is not 0. If the delta angle is 0, then we're not going to take one of these segments. Okay. I don't know if it's messing it up too much. We could generate them and then filter them. Yeah, I can argue, huh? All right. Ring 0, angle 0 to 240, color index 0. Ring 0, angle 0 to 240, color index 0. Yes. Ring 1, angle 0 to 0, color index 0. Ring 1, angle 0 to 0. Wow, is this an equality thing? Index 0. So I got 0, 1, 2. When 0 comes through, 0% 2 equals 0. Yes, because it's 0. Delta angle equals 0. So I don't see why I should execute this. And then the last one's right. Ring 1, angle 0, 180 to 360, color index 0. Ring 1 angles is 180 to 360 and color index 0. Why is that still coming out? Okay, let's back up our tests. We need a top test. Okay. Let's say it this way. Spin with empty angle. Okay, and then our input is going to be 0, 1, 1. All right, and from that, I expect ring 0 should have a start angle of 180 and a delta angle of 180. So 0 doesn't get anywhere. The 1 is a gap, which is half of it, starting 0 to 180, then 180 to 180 plus 180. Let's see if this test passes. We don't expect it will because the current one isn't. Okay, so let's make sure it failed for the right reason. Ring 0, and I'm going to change my formatting again just to tighten it up a little bit. Okay. Top test. Ring 0. Yeah, we got ring 0, 0 to 0, 0. And 180 to 360. Okay, so it did not filter out the one I expected it to. Let's go in here. Let's put a break. Let's run a test again. Oh, I have to turn that off in my scheme. Testing, we turned that off. Let's turn it back on and run this test. You should break. Okay. Let's see what. Delta angle is 180. How is that possible? Oh, yeah, it is possible. I need distance. So I'm saying if the distance is 0, then nothing moved. Don't output a ring with a distance of 0. Delta angle is how much for every point you have in your dash, 1, 2, 3, 10, whatever, how much of this circle do you get? And if this distance is 0, then 0. Okay. Now I expect all the tests to pass. But you've heard me say it 7 times. You can see why we turned that scheme thing off. Oh no. Oh, that's just my breakpoint. Let's delete that. Continue. Yeah. All right. And let's turn that back off. Most of the time we're not in there debugging the tests. I have to once in a while. All right. So now we think we're pretty good. I think that's all right. We let you specify a pattern for any number of LEDs, I guess. Let's take a look at the code again. I mean, basically we added this part. We're doing the spin. We're accumulating partial results like that. There should be some way to do it. But I need the index to get anywhere. So that's kind of making it not easy. All right, well, let's take a break, 2 minutes. All right, so let's see. Where I'm not so clear, we still have this double array of doubles. And I don't know, maybe you're not getting a lot out of that. Can we create something and pull some pieces over? And I don't know. This one's same deal. And then do I really want to? I just don't know. Okay, let's go back to content view. And now this thing, I would love this to take arcs as input. And let's just do that. I think I can say state var arcs of array of arc, and then I have to assign it, and let's pull these in. I don't know if I can do it this way or not. Let's give it a shot. Okay. Well, it seems happy enough. Let's build. Okay, that's still good. Now, I don't know if we can say, let's try. Let's do it like that. Okay, so I'm pushing more towards the right stuff. And let's take arc sub 1 dot, oh no. Foreground color is colors sub arc sub 1 dot color index. And it's going to turn black, I think. They're all defaulting. same thing here, I guess. All right. Now, I know there's a way to do this. Z stack Swift UI for each. I thought I should be able to do that. Well, let's see what happens. So we should be able to say for each was the second one going to fill something in for me? Well, okay, this is for each arcs. ID is it dot ring? Generic parameter. Content cannot be inferred. Okay, yes, I do have to put that in. Okay, now I think I'm overwriting each of these. I can take out the red, take out the green, and take out the blue. Okay, I'm happier. Okay. Well, I mean, we're kind of cheating in that we have just static data here, but we've progressed this forward, so now it's taking whatever that list of arcs is, looking at the ring of each shape. Well, this is not quite right. Arcs don't have independent values. Okay, so I don't know. I haven't done our to-do at all today. Let's do that. 21-06-17, top 21-02. Okay, so make the shape use values. Okay, that's true enough. Display a pattern. That's kind of what we're doing. Content view. So content view is being given a list of arcs, but we could have, I mean, this is 0 to 180. We could also have LED 1 or LED 4 going from 180, let's say 270 for 45 degrees. Okay, I don't know what that's going to do. It's the red. Resume. I mean, I'm trying to get another little piece over here. I'm not convinced that's right. I feel like I should have this new ring. But what we can do... Hmm. Well, right now, if you have the same everything, you're good. We can give it a UUID, and maybe we should. I don't know if there's... Do we need a test for that? We probably do. Okay, if we say it's identifiable, I think we have to do a description, but you can't add a field in down here. So we have to hit it up here. Yeah. Description of UUID. Okay. And it should complain. Yeah. Okay. Self.description equals UUID. All right. So we're saying everything's unique. We'll treat you as equal if all your fields are equal, but you're definitely a different one. And this is more for the front end. I can take the identifiables and look at them and know. All right, now I'm still puzzled. Let's put this in as a new ring. Yeah, I'm definitely puzzled. Like, how does it know? Okay. Why does it have 4 but not 5, and it has 3 but not, it has 3 and 1. All right, let's make this different. Make sure things get updated. This is ring 1's the blue. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Now these things all have unique IDs. That should be fine. Okay. All right. Well, maybe the moment has come. Look, can I put together some sort of UI that lets us do these things now? And even if all I did was like give you an LED and I don't know, a list. Like, what if you did a comma separated list? We just do it we're going to get it in the interface instead of the code. A comma separated list. All right, and I'm still like, let's put this in the to do as a question. Should double be a class? Well, I'm going to take this out because I think we've talked about that enough. All right. So what I'm imagining is, maybe I can put it in here. Before our Z stack, we're going to have a vertical stack. All right, and in the vertical stack, we're going to put, let's start with 1. So we need, is it just a text field? We're going to have a string to hold its value. Yeah. Okay, just the name and then the bound variable. All right, so text field. I think I have to put text inside it. Action colon and text on the outside. Okay. Okay, it's pretty primitive, but we're going to have LED 0 is going to be this, and you would type in 1, 1, and it would give you the upper thing like that. Okay. And then the action, I'll just make up a go method. All right, where's my body end? Okay, and we'll just text equals dashes, yeah. All right. Failed to build. Oh, that's just a preview. We haven't caught up. Well, that was the test. Let's try running like I want to. So again, what we've done, and I think, clunky, but yeah, we've done it. We're trying to put in a split between, on one side of things, there's the user interface, um, the actions for the arcs and all that stuff. How does it draw? We're making that all the UI problem, and we manually tested again to make sure it was putting out the thing we wanted. And I think we're okay now. But it was messed up before and it wasn't obvious to me. Um, but we've got that thing that takes in an arc and it draws this stuff. And an arc is like draw from this degrees to this degrees, with this color and this position being the ring numbers. Um, and we're saying, it looks to us like, manually testing it, it looked like it was drawing the right stuff. And then the rest of the app is producing those arcs, and we're doing the arithmetic and making sure that's all done, and we're, getting groups of them and making patterns and all that stuff. But all that is being done in the domain of the domain side, not the UI side. Now the other stuff in here for UI, again, I don't know the great way to do it. I've seen some experiments people are doing with Swift UI testing, and they're starting to make the bear dance a little bit. But I don't know. I would rather keep it as thin as I can and not worry about it. But we may get to a point where it's too complicated to make that the case. All right. So I guess I'm running here. If I put in the comma separated numbers, 1 1 should give me the top half only. And I'll say go, and I should get that in my printout. Yeah. All right. Well, how far are we going to get here? What I want to happen. Well, what I want to happen is I want to parse this string, and this is one of our dash specs. So I'm only going to do one ring, and I want to feed that in as my top spin value. Okay, so I don't know. I think I think I had a 1 hour and 45-minute attention span, or 43-minute attention span, because I just can't quite focus on this last bit here. Okay, so I'm going to say you should have a top object. You should call spin on it and get a list of arcs out, and that list of arcs should be feeding. That list of arcs should be put into here. Now I don't know if I've got it in the right. Well, let's try it. That's the way to go, right? So I'm just going to hard code my actions in the content view for now. I'm just going to pretend they put in 1 1, and let's well, we can even create the top right here. Okay, let top equal top, and we can say arcs equals top.spin with the patterns 1 1. Okay, I'm not even parsing the dashes or any of that stuff. I guess I can move them up, but they're mostly irrelevant. Probably theirs more accurate. All right, let's run this. Okay, so when I hit go, I would like to see this whole thing replaced with one, well, it's probably smaller, it's on the inside, one half circle. Hey! That it surprises me so much tells you the whole story of my use of Swift UI, I think. All right, so now let's parse them. Okay, so I think we can take, let's take dashes dot, can we do a split? How does that go again? Split separator character. Separator. And I'll just say the comma space. Maybe even just comma. It's got to be a character. Okay. So I'll write it like this. We're going to split that. We're going to map it to, I think, just int of $0. And there's, yeah. So, well, I'm getting lost in my pattern levels. Dash pattern is that. We're going to put the dash pattern in for this. We're not going to print the text. Okay. Can I think we can use flat map for that. That gets rid of the optionals. Oh, is it capital M? It's deprecated. Oh no. Okay. I hope it's the same. I'll make these doubles. Okay. Well, I knew flat map would turn ints into optionals because if it fails, it leaves it out. But okay, let's run. All right, and we'll try 1-1. 1-1. Go. Oh, I didn't put spaces. That's okay. Let's do 1-1-1. Now it should be sort of 2/3, 1/3. Is that right? That doesn't look right. So 1/3. I would expect the first one to be 1/3, which that looks like about 120 degrees to me. The second third to be nothing, and then the third third to be over here. I'm going to put the fourth. Yeah, we're only getting one. Let's try 0.5. I think I'm hitting return all the time, and no, let's something's funny. I guess if we got rid of that shape entirely, that would do that. Okay, so if I do 2-1, I expect 2/3 of my circle to be covered. Yep. Okay. If I do go again, I expect to see the same thing unchanged. Okay. Now if I do 2, 1, 2, 1. Oh. Did we crash it? Snapshotting a view that has not been rendered at least once. I don't know why we would be doing that. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so that should be 120. I mean, yeah, we're only seeing one arc come out. Okay, so let's deal with the UI. Only getting one arc. And maybe I'm just doing something stupid here. Okay, so this is a list of doubles. Well, let's print it and see. I mean, really what I want to do is put a list of LEDs, 0, 1, 2 or whatever, but let each LED you could put a pattern in. That would be a step forward. And really, I want to be able to do groups of patterns and stuff like that, but that's not where we are right now. Okay, so I'm going to do 5, 1. So I don't know if I bumped something funny. It's possible. Okay, so yeah, that looks right. It's 6 parts of the circle, so it should be 60 degrees. In the 1 corresponds to the gap, and that looks like about 60 degrees, so I'm reasonably okay with that. All right, did that print 5.0, 1.0, and then the array, I guess. I mean, that's kind of what we're passing in, and then let's print the arcs. Okay. I'm going to try 1, 1, 1, 1, which should light up the first 90 degrees, blank, lit, blank. 4 1s, go. It only lit up the first. 1, 1, 1, 1. The list of 1, 1, 1, 1. We're not getting both arcs drawn. It's got 0 to 90, and it's got 180 to 270, which is what they should be. All right. I think that is correct. Maybe we're not doing enough in our content view. Let's see. Well, we're supposed to be going through each one of these arcs. Let's do ID description, because they're both in the same ring. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to save it for next time. Well, while that's running, my article this week on XP123.com is about refactoring and how you use data flow analysis for certain refactorings like extracting methods or splitting temporary variables and things like that. And go see it at the website, XP123.com. All right, let's try this again. 1111, go. Hey, all right. I'm happy to end on a slight note of victory. All right, so we'll pick up there next time, which is Tuesday, 9 to 11. I'm sorry, Tuesday, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern time. And what I want to do next is make a row of LEDs and a row of inputs and let you get separate rings going. And then we'll probably add the colors in at that point too. All right, thanks for joining today. Hope you had a good time, and I hope to see you in the future. Bye-bye.